Imagine when it comes down to the final days of your life. You find that you're in excruciating pain and you're awaiting an inevitable end. Would you want to just sit back and wait in agony? Or would you rather gain control of your life and pass in peace and with dignity? This can be a very difficult decision and a very important one. Today I want to inform you of some of the laws that have been put in place in order for this decision to be made, both in the United States and in the entire world. I also want you to know exactly what euthanasia, a Greek term meaning good death, or physician-assisted suicide is, because there are so many misconceptions about it. Many people, when hearing the term euthanasia, what comes to mind first is one person taking another's life without that person's consent. But in fact, the true definition of euthanasia is the act or practice of killing or permitting the death of hopelessly sick or injured individuals in a relatively painless way for reasons of mercy by giving that patient a narcotic, strictly a choice of only the patient. Now, in places where euthanasia is legal, the process that is behind this decision is very elaborate and one that only makes sure the patient actively wants to go through with the procedure, but also that they are in a right and coherent state of mind. This helps to clarify the common misconception that a patient would be harmed or it would be done without their consent. A May 2006 Gallup poll found that 69% of Americans answered yes to the question, when a person has a disease that cannot be cured, do you think that the doctors should be allowed by law to end the patient's life by some painless means if the patient requests it? Now, there is no federal law regarding the matter other than that all 50 states regard it under general homicide, yet each state individually places their own laws regarding euthanasia. In the United States, there are 36 states that prohibit all forms of euthanasia, and there are 4 states which euthanasia is legal, including Washington, which it was legalized in November of 2008, Oregon in November of 1994, Vermont in May of 2013, and Montana in December of 2009. Other parts of the world where euthanasia is legal includes Belgium, Colombia, India, Ireland, Luxembourg, Mexico, and the Netherlands. There are very strict criteria that must be met in order for a person's request for euthanasia to be granted. First, the patient must be 18 years old, except in the Netherlands, where the patient can be 16 or 17 with a parental consent. Next, the patient must be diagnosed by two different physicians with a life-threatening disease or a chronic illness that has a life expectancy of no more than 6 months. The patient must also make 2 oral requests for euthanasia at least 15 days apart and 1 written request, written in front of a witness that does not include family, friends, or anyone that could benefit from the request. The usual way of inducing euthanasia or peaceful death includes using some sort of narcotic, barbiturate, which is a muscle relaxant, or a sleeping medication. Finally, the drug, whatever it may be, must be administered by the patient requesting the euthanasia. These medications will put a patient into an extremely deep sleep, and after a short amount of time, that patient would pass away peacefully. In the end, I hope that you feel more informed about euthanasia and that it is slowly becoming more legal around the world. Euthanasia does have its pros and cons, and that may vary from one to another, but it seems undeniable that the laws enforced are holding up well, and euthanasia can hold many different benefits for a terminally ill patient. Thank you.